Okay. Awesome. I think we are live. So, hello everyone. My name is Elwan. I lead network expansion at Coreum, and today we're going to do a deep dive into the TokenHub and smart tokens. So, feel free to post any comments, any question during the workshop, and I'll make sure to answer them at the end of the workshop. So let's wait maybe 1 minute for other people to join. I see that we are already almost 200 people, so that's really cool. So 1 more minute and we're going to be able to start. Okay, awesome. So as I said, today we're going to learn about the Token Hub and how these clients interact with smart tokens. So this is the plan I propose that we follow for that workshop. So we're going to take a look at what are smart tokens and tokens in general. Then I'll do a presentation of the Token Hub. We will create some fungible and non-fungible token with the Token Hub. I'll show you how you can use the Token Hub to bootstrap your own project on Coreum. I will briefly talk about what is next for the Token Hub, so the new version that is coming out pretty soon. And yeah, we will finish with a conclusion and some question. So if that's okay for you guys, just put a thumbs up in the chat, and yeah, let's start. So hey Niles, hey Kevin, hope you're doing well, and let's start. Okay, so the first question is, because the Token Hub is actually interacting with smart token, let's talk about smart token and what they are. To talk about smart token, let's start with what is a token. So the most basic definition of a token is a unit of ownership. People often picture tokens as a digital asset or currency, but in reality, a token can be way more than that. It's like a better definition would be to picture it as a data structure that can track quantity, permission, and other metadata on the blockchain. If that seems abstract to you, that definition, it's okay. It's the way it should be, because tokens are an abstraction of a complexity that is made to make it more easy to interact with them. So pretty much, yeah, tokens are a wrapper around complex code that make them easy and ready to use. So this is what is a token. Now that we know what is a token, let's take a look and see what is a smart token. So yeah, we now know that a token can represent anything that is digital, right? Such as money, art, game items, anything digital, right? If you add another building block on top of that, you now allow token to represent things from the real world, right? This is what we call real world assets, tokenization. So these things are physical goods, real estate, money, securities, and anything else that pretty much you can think about, right? This is real world asset tokenization. So it's a process of putting an asset from the physical world into a token to represent it as a token on the blockchain, to be exact. Okay, so this is what we have. We are now at the tokenization level. If you add another building block on top of that, you have something that enable ownership, right? Because like in the real world, you need to be able to manage those assets that you just tokenize. So you need a way to enhance controllability on those assets, right? And this is how you encapsulate that logic. And on Coreum, the way to encapsulate that logic to make those tokens even more controllable, we called it smart tokens. So to sum it up, smart tokens are fungible and non-fungible assets that live at the protocol level to ensure efficiency, security, modularity, deterministic behaviors, and fees. So what Coreum chose to do with smart token is put them as first-class citizen on the chain by encapsulating complex code within a very powerful abstraction that we called smart tokens. Okay, so now that we know what are smart tokens, what token are matter less than what can they do. So let's jump into the TokenHub and look at how can you actually interact with them and what they can do, those smart tokens. So let me share my screen. All right, perfect. So you should be able to see my screen. I'm just gonna take a quick look on my phone to make sure that everyone can see it. Okay. All right, so this is a TokenHub, right? So let's start with the why. Why did we create this platform? So the main reason, there is two reasons. The main reason was to provide an interface, so client for anyone to interact with smart token in a simple manner. So the same way that Gmail is a client for SMTP, the SMTP protocol, you can think as the TokenHub as a client for smart tokens. That is the first reason. So you can interact with smart token on testnet or mainnet. The second reason that is equally important is to enable developers on Coreum to bootstrap their project that will involve smart tokens. So the code source of that application is open source. So if you go on the Coreum Foundation GitHub repository under TokenHub, you will find the code base, the whole code base that is associated with that user interface right here. Speaking of the user interface, it's a web application, right? As you can see, I'm running it in my Google Chrome browser. And it has been built with Next.js, which is a framework built on top of the React library. Okay, so this is the TokenHub. So let's start with creating fungible smart token. Then we will create a non-fungible smart token and manage those two type of assets. So here is some little information that you can read. I will read it for you if some people are just listening to the workshop while driving or something. So smart token on the Coreum network enable enterprises to set predetermined behaviors and deterministic gas fees for certain tokens, facilitating the execution of contract-like function directly on the blockchain storage. So this is what I was saying, right? Smart token live at the protocol level and not on smart contracts. Your fungible token will inherit a set of features that determine that behavior. So let's look at those features. The first one is minting. So if you enable that features, it means that you will be able to create more tokens when the token is issued, right? So it means that the supply is not limited. You can mint more afterward. The burning features enable you as the owner of the token, the issuer, let's say, to burn some tokens from the supply, right? From the total supply. The freezing function is a really powerful function. A really powerful features. I was talking about the way to enhance controllability for real world assets. This is one of those features, right? So freezing, for example, enable you to block the transfer and the movement of the collection that you have issued. Whitelist, the same way, it enables a better and a more granular ownership and controllability of the asset that you will issue by making sure that only a certain set of wallets that are whitelisted can receive the token you created. So let's say you mint 1,000 of those tokens, you send 500 to a third party. That third party will not be able to send any tokens to an account that is not whitelisted, right? So this is how you make sure that you only restrict access to a certain type of asset to, let's say, accredited investors, for example. The next feature is IBC. So Coreum is a IBC-enabled blockchain, so you're able to take any smart token that you have created, fungible smart tokens, and send them on another chain that Coreum have a IBC channel with. And the last features is block smart contract. So if you don't want your tokens to be owned by a smart contract, this is a feature that you will enable. Okay, so hopefully that's clear. Let's start with creating our first token, and we will choose one or two features within those the set of features. So I'll call the token, the symbol of the token, my token. Then this is going to be you, my token. So the subunit is what is representing the smaller how can I put it? The smaller amount of a token, right? For example, for Bitcoin, it's called a Satoshi. On Coreum, it's called UCore. And this is how you set the precision of that subunit. So let's say here I put 6, just like UCore. So it means that one UMI token will be equal to 10 power 6 my token. And the other way, one my token will be equal to 10 power minus 6 UMI token. So initial amount, let's say 1,000 token. URL, that's can be the URL of your project. It can be a centralized the URL that is pointing to a centralized server, or it can be something that is more decentralized, like IPFS, for example. But for the sake of the presentation, let's just take this one, coreum.com/workshop, where you can find all of the different workshops that have been done by the team so far. So coreum.com/workshop. So this is a fungible smart token for the TokenHub workshop. Okay. Burn rate. So burn rate, let's put 0, but what is burn rate for? Actually, there is a pretty good explanation right here, but every time you send a token, it means that a fraction of the total supply will be removed from circulation, right? So let's say if I put burn rate to 10%, I send 100 token, then 10 token of the total supply will be burned. Send commission rate, it means that the issuer of the token will receive a commission. The same way, if I put 10% here and that I send 10 token to another wallet, I will actually send 11 tokens, right? So 10 token will go to the wallet that I want to send the newly created token to, and 1 token will go to the token issuer. It's always the senders that is paying that commission, by the way. All right, so minting. Actually, let's look at the comments and see what do you want to enable as features. So let me stop sharing 1 minute so I can make sure that everything is running smooth. And yeah, let me know what features you want me to enable for that test collection. So quick recap, I will paste the features in the chat so that everyone have them. Yeah, that's not the best like this, but yeah, the features were minting, burning, freezing, whitelisting, IBC, and block smart contract. In the meanwhile, I'll take some water. Okay, so no one. I went to YouTube, maybe. Okay, perfect. So whitelisting, please. IBC. All right, so let's go with what blockchain tech scope and Kevin are suggesting. So whitelisting and IBC. And for myself, I will add minting. Okay, so let me share my screen again. Okay, I see that someone put clawback. And actually that's a really good point. That features has been introduced in Coreum v4 with smart token extension and NFT updatable data for non-fungible tokens, but it's not yet on the TokenHub, meaning that you cannot enable that features through this client. You can do it through the CLI or interacting with a JavaScript library, but through the TokenHub, it's not here yet. And that was something that I was going to announce at the end of the workshop, that we are working to put those new features through the client, on the client, sorry. Okay, so minting, let's remove burning, and we said whitelisting and IBC. Okay, so I need to connect my wallet. Perfect. By the way, I'm on testnet. And let's create the token. Okay, so right now I need to sign the transaction in my Kepler wallet. I just approved it. It's working and perfect. So successfully created token, symbol my token, my token, precision 6, the URL, the features that we did enable, the description, and the transaction hash. So I'll put the transaction hash here if you want to take a look at it in that's actually a good point. Someone is asking me to share the URL of the TokenHub, so I will put it here in the comment. Perfect. So while I'm here, let me put as well the GitHub. But yeah, there you go. You have it here. And maybe let me put it on the Twitter as well, so that everyone have it, because I think when I'm publishing message, it only goes to to YouTube. All right, so I posted it as a reply on Twitter, and it's on YouTube as well. So let's continue. So the token is now created. Perfect. And now what we can do is actually manage the token. So it's right here. And what we can do is, let's try to send the token. And we will see that we need to whitelist first to send it. But let's try this right now. Okay, let's send it here. Okay, so let's try to send some tokens. So let's say 10 my tokens to this wallet address. Okay, so as you can see, let's try again. So the message, stay here a little longer. This is telling me that I cannot send some token to that address because it's not whitelisted to receive 10 tokens. So what we can do right now is go to the Manage tab and whitelist the address that I want to send some tokens to. So I put the address right here, and I want to whitelist it for 10 of my tokens. So continue. Yes. I need to sign a transaction. And perfect. This address is now whitelisted. So now we can try to send some token again. So let's say I want to send 10, right? And now I can sign the transaction and send those tokens. Tokens was sent successfully. Perfect. And if I look at the balance of my token, let me refresh, but I should have 10 token less, right? Why do I have 1,000? Okay, let's look into this. Let me open the Explorer. Okay, so I'm on the Coreum Explorer. I'm going to look at the address that did issue the collection and send the tokens to make sure that the token were actually sent. So we can see here that I sent 10 tokens, right, from my address to this address. Let's look in details at what happened. Oh, my bad. I sent some test score, right? I didn't send the right token, so that's why. Okay, take two. Perfect. Let me switch back to the TokenHub. So I need to make sure that I actually select my token. Let's try again. Send. I'm signing the transaction right now. Perfect. And token were sent, and I have 10 token less than what I used to have, right? Okay, perfect. So this was the whitelist feature. And now let's try to mint more tokens. So I want to mint 10 more tokens, right? So mint, I need to sign the transaction. And perfect, it's minted. And now I have 1,000 tokens again. And if I go here, perfect. All right, so that was how to create a fungible smart tokens on the Coreum network with the TokenHub, right? Which is, once again, just a client to interact with those tokens that are living at the protocol level. And one could ask, why are those tokens at the protocol level, right? Why are they not on a smart contract like why it's being done on Ethereum, right? With ERC 20 or ERC 721. And that would be a really good question. And the reason are there is many, but the two that I have in mind right now, it's our security. So let's say that you need to implement an interface. So for those who don't know, an interface are a set of functions that are not implemented. And to actually create the smart contract, you need to implement those functions, which means write the code for them. So let's say there is a function that's a send. You need to write the logic for the send function, right? So with that approach, you have a security risk, right? Because you need to rewrite that code every time that you want to issue a new token. So to issue a new fungible token on Ethereum, you need to create a new smart contract every time. So that introduce a new risk, right? What we call surface of attack in cybersecurity, right? So it's more there is more flows that can be added during that step. So by having those tokens at the protocol level, so as you've seen here, I'd create a new token. I don't need to create any type of smart contract. The code has been audited, right? As part of the audit that the chain went through, and it's standardized for all the tokens. So you remove that risk. The other reason is for the fees. And that is actually something super important, right? You want to make sure that every time you interact with those tokens, that they have the same fee. To do the comparison with Ethereum or any type of asset that are based on other smart contract, again, you don't really know what it's going to cost you, right? Because those tokens living into a smart contract, you need to call that Turing complete machine, right? Which is either the EVM or the WASM VM to take an action on those tokens. And the gas is going to fluctuate, right? It cannot be deterministic like it is when the token lives at the protocol level, like smart tokens are. Okay, so that was for fungible token, pretty straightforward. Let's do non-fungible tokens. So let's start with create as well. I'll read this real quickly. So smart tokens on Coreum network enable enterprises to set predetermined behaviors and deterministic gas fees for certain tokens, facilitating the execution of contract-like function directly on the blockchain storage. So as you can see, it's the same sentence that for fungible tokens, right? Meaning that those tokens share some common behaviors, let's say. Each collection can feature its unique set of rules and functionalities. So this is the modularity part, right? You want to be able to enable a set of features depending on your use case or business logic. So for instance, you might create a collection permitting user-to-user NFT transfer, or another to restrict transfer to a specific address using these soulbound features. So yeah, let's do it. So let's do my NFT collection. Not that original, but it's okay. So my NFT collection. So here, as you can see, IPFS. That's because most of the time NFTs are stored on IPFS, right? The data of those NFTs are stored on a decentralized storage, such as IPFS. But we will see that with smart tokens, you can actually put a part of the data or all of the data of representing your NFT on chain. So for the URI, same thing. I'm just gonna take this, but that will be the URI that point through maybe your website or something that is giving your collection an overview of your collection. So the hash, there is no hash, but let's say if I would have put IPFS like this, then I will have put the CID, which is the content identifier, which is hash of the file that you did upload to IPFS. This is how they make sure that it's immutable, let's say. But here, yeah, let's go here and do something like this. Okay, so this is an non-fungible smart token collection done for the TokenHub workshop. Royalties. This is also a concept with that come with NFTs, right? So every time there is a transfer or that NFT is being sold, part of the sale, let's say, can go to the creator of the collection. So let's look at the features. Like fungible tokens, we have burning, freezing, whitelisting, but we do have two more features that we didn't have in the previous type of tokens, right? We have disable sending and soulbound. If this feature is enabled, it will prevent NFT directly. It will prevent transferring NFTs directly between users. These features open up the door to different use cases in the future, one of which is that it might be used to force transfer of ownerships to go via a DEX so that the royalty fee is applied to the creator of the NFTs, so that the creator of the NFTs always get royalty fees. That is actually super interesting, right? So if you do not want people to send NFTs in a peer-to-peer manner, right? And you want them to pass by what we can call a centralized authority, right? You can do so. An analogy again with Ethereum is if you look at what happened with OpenSea and Blur back in the days with they had this war about NFT royalties because they were not able to control right those royalties on their platform because each collection was issued on a smart contract and it was a smart contract that was directing how the royalties were split right between the creator and the platform and everything. So it was really interesting, and that type of feature solved that exact type of issue. So disable sending soulbound is mean that when the NFT is transferred for the first time, then it cannot be sent again, right? So let's say I'm minting it and I'm sending that NFT to a third party. That third party cannot send it to another one. So that's super useful for anything that have to do with digital identity, right? You don't want someone to that type of thing to be transferable, right? Those are nominative, so you cannot transfer them. So same as for fungible tokens. Let me know which feature you want me to enable, and we'll be right back. So let me stop sharing and look at the chat. So okay, so the features were burning, freezing, whitelisting, and desirable sending, soulbound. Okay, so let's go ahead and do the burning features, and that will be it. So create collection, extension context invalid. Uh-huh. Yeah, put 0, burning. Interesting. Maybe the name of the collection is already taken. Let's try like this. Same. That's strange. If you do this, extension context invalidated. Very strange. That's the first time I'm seeing this. Mm-hmm. Very strange. Okay, so it seems that I cannot create a collection for some reason. We'll look into this for sure. Let me go to manage and let's try to manage a collection that I already did create. So yeah, let's take this one, Planet AI. Let's try to mint a new NFT. So let's do Planet Zero uh, 01, for example. Let's do this. Let's do this. Recipient. So I'm minting the NFT, and at the same time, I can send it to someone. I will just send it to myself. Okay. And this is what I was talking about, right? So with non-fungible smart tokens, you have the ability to put the data on chain, which is very, very nice, because it makes sure that this data is indeed immutable and always available, which is not the case for IPFS. IPFS is immutable, but you have to make sure to pin that data to make sure that it stay here, right, and that it does not get deleted. So as a data, I can put anything that I want, right? I can put a JSON. I can also upload a file and choose any type of file that fell within those 5 kilobytes. Actually, we did increase that limit, but it's never greater than the block size. So you will not be able to put, let's say, a PDF that is 10 meg, right? It has to be a file that is under maybe something like 20 kilobyte or something like this. Okay, so let me put that data. I'm just gonna put hello world and continue. Oh, strange. We have the same message here. NFT mint failed. extension context invalidated. Very strange. What if I actually go on mainnet? Okay, so let's try again. Yeah, so that needs to be a mainnet address now. Hello world. Okay, and now it's working on mainnet. So let's do it on mainnet and create that new NFT collection. Okay, so it's now created, and as you can see, you have the data here. So the data is in base 64, right? So that is the format that you see here. So if you go to websites such as base 64 decode, you will be able to reverse it, right? And it will be hello there. That is just that on the blockchain, it is stored as base 64. Um, mm, okay, view, and we have our NFT right here. So we can whitelist our certain address, de-whitelist an address, and send that NFT. So that was it for the live demo of the Token Hub. So as you can see, it's pretty easy to create any type of collection, fungible or non-fungible. But that is not the only way, right? That is the way that you can do it through that client. But of course, you can still do it through the CLI, the command line interface with Cordy, or you can also do it with Coreum JS if you are building your own app. So speaking of this, let's see how can you use the Token Hub to bootstrap your own project, right? So the source code being open source, what I will suggest you to do as a developer, if you're looking to interact with Smart Token from your own user interface or backend, what you will do is go to the Coreum Foundation, find the Token Hub repo, and look into those folders. So, for example, let's look at the hooks here, and something that is actually super interesting, not related directly to Smart Token, but it's how do you estimate gas fees for each transaction. As you can see, you have the whole code here, right? So it's pretty cool. Those type of things usually takes times when you don't know where to look at. So you need to import Cosm.js, the Stargate client, signing client, and estimate the gas fee, right? So everything is available on that repo. You just need to look into it a little bit. If it's of interest, of course, we can do a workshop that is more technical and deep dive into what has been done here. Okay, so let me stop sharing my screen and let me talk about what's next for the Token Hub. So, as someone pointed out, all of the features that has been added in Core before are not yet available through that interface, through that client, but we're working on it to add them. So, clawback for fungible token is one of them. Smart token extension is also one of them. And for non-fungible token, there is the features that enable you to update the data that you put on chain, as I showed you, and also the increase of the size of that data. So yeah, those are the next upgrade that you can expect to see on the Token Hub. Let me see. Okay, perfect. So yeah, I think that's it. So thanks everyone for joining. I see that there is some question, so feel free to drop your question on YouTube or X, and we still have 10 minutes, so feel free to ask any type of question that is, of course, somehow related to what we've done, and I'll make sure to answer them. So yeah, so for those who are just joining, we did discuss about smart token and tokens in general, and we did a live demo of the Token Hub to showcase how you can interact with smart token with that client. And the recording of that workshop is going to be available on YouTube and on our website as well. So if you go to coreum.com/workshop, you will find the link to that recording. All right, so yeah, question time. I see that John Doe, are you the real John Doe? Is asking, never created a token period, but can all this be done by mobile? In other words, do you need some expensive equipment to be able to create and manage non-fungible tokens? That's actually a good question. So you can actually create and manage your token directly on your mobile, right? What you will do is install Leap Wallet or Kepler Wallet, open the application on your mobile, so iPhone or Android. I think those applications are available for both. So you will download it, and in those applications, there is a browser that is injecting the wallet automatically. So you will have to go to tokenhub.coreum.dev, and you will be able to create your token directly in your mobile, in your Leap wallet or Kepler wallet, and probably Cosmos Station as well. Okay, so Niles is asking, is there a place to go to view all of the current enabled, disabled features of any issued smart tokens? Yeah, actually, if you go um, on the manage tab of the token hub, so fungible or non-fungible, you will be able to see the different tokens that your collection is holding. And by clicking on view, you will be able to see the different set of features that you can take action on, meaning that if you see whitelisting, burning, freezing, it means that your collection have those three features enabled. If you don't see it, it means that they are not enabled. Another way to see it will be to go directly on the blockchain explorer, so on the Coreum explorer or on Minscan, and look at the transaction hash where you did actually create that collection, and you will see the different features that you have enabled at creation time. Let me see. IBC to and from Ethereum fungible token, how that works, bridge. That's actually a good question. As of today, I don't think I know that there is a IBC implementation of Ethereum. Sorry, an Ethereum, an EVM Solidity implementation of IBC. I'm not sure if it's live yet. I'm pretty sure it's not. So no IBC from Coreum to Ethereum right now. The best way to do it will be to go through Picasso network. So bridge your token from Coreum to Picasso through IBC, and then Picasso actually have a bridge from their chain to Ethereum, and then you will be able to bridge your token to Ethereum. This is what we did for the Coreum token to be on Ethereum. So it will definitely work for any token, right? As smart tokens or just like the gas fee token, the Coreum token. Okay, so what's the best wallet to store any created asset in Coreum? It's Is it supported by hardware wallets? If so, any recommendation? That's actually a very good question. I'm thinking of Ledger right now because this is what I'm using personally. Um, but let me think. Because of course you can use your Ledger to store like your different assets. Um, I'm thinking. I'm thinking. I don't think that in Ledger Live, for example, to take Ledger, because this is what I'm familiar with again, you will see your different tokens. You will see your Coreum token, that's for sure, the gas fee token, so Coreum. But you will not see the, let's say, for example, the XRPL um, bridge version or the solo token on Coreum, right? Or your newly created token. That being said, because those tokens are managed by your Coreum address, right? So the same address that you use to sign transaction to send Coreum is the same address that you will use to sign transaction to send this newly created fungible tokens, right? So it means that you can use other wallets to secure those assets, pretty much. So my recommendation, I will go with Ledger because this is what I use, and it worked pretty well so far, and it works also with Kepler wallet and Leap wallet. So I will go with Ledger. What is one reason someone might want to enable block smart contract? That's a good question. So a smart token can be sent to a smart contract, right? If that feature is not enabled, meaning that usually the token is sent from one wallet to another from a EOA wallet. But if the token is sent to a smart contract, let's say, you can actually do whatever you want at this point. You can, let's say, put the token in a DAO, which is a smart contract, or you can alter the smart token behavior through a smart contract. So if this is something that is wanted, right, such as what you can do with smart token extension, maybe I can touch real quick on what you can do with smart token extension. But if this is something that you want to do, to send your smart token to a smart contract to enhance its functionalities, then it's possible. But it might also be the case that you want to block those transfer to smart contract because you want to keep the token as lean as possible and to restrict a certain type of use cases that you might not have control over. Um, yeah. And another thing is that when you send the token to a smart contract, you lose the deterministic gas fee behavior, right? Because you enter that Turing complete machine, which is the WASM VM, and there is no way for you to predict what is going to be the gas fees of that interaction with the smart token. Gravity Bridge is alluded as IBC Bridge on Coreum documentation on Gravity Bridge is alluded to as IBC Bridge on Coreum documentation linked to GitHub. I think what we have in the documentation, if I'm not mistaken, is the IBC wrote through Gravity Bridge, right, which is the chain on Cosmos. The same has Osmosis, for example. We have a IBC channel with it with them. Same for Orque. Same for what else? Many of the chain. I'm forgetting right now, but we have at least 10 IBC channel with different Cosmos chain, if it's not more. Like to and from Ethereum. Okay, maybe I'll look into it. To be honest, I'm not really sure. How do you use on Ledger if you cannot see the Coreum token on Ledger Live? Yeah, so this is what I was saying. So when you connect, when you create a new wallet on Kepler, you can. So you go on. I'm doing it right now. You go on. You click on your extension. You click on connect hardware wallet. So you have create new wallet, import an existing wallet, and connect an hardware wallet. So this, what it's going to do, you can also do it on Leap, by the way. It will connect your hardware wallet, so your ledger, with Kepler, meaning that every time you want to sign a transaction to Kepler, you need to have to connect your ledger to your Mac or to your computer, and then you need to sign the transaction with the ledger, right? So ledger is, you sign transaction on the ledger, it goes to the extension in your browser, and then get broadcasted to the chain, right? So this is how you will do it. So you will go on tokenhub.coreum.dev, plug your ledger, select your account that is linked to that hardware wallet. You will sign the transaction, and then you will ask you to sign it on your ledger. You sign it, boom, and the transaction is sent. Pretty much. This is also how can you interact with a smart contract, right? This is the same steps that you will take, right, to interact with a smart contract with your ledger wallet, for example. Okay, so to wrap it up, maybe I do a quick rundown on smart token again. So what I was saying at the beginning of the call, so we've seen that a token is a unit of ownership. It's more than just a digital asset. It's actually a data structure that can be used to track quantity, permission, and other metadata on the blockchain. So a token encapsulates a complex logic or complex code to make it an easy wrapper that you can use to transfer value on chain. This is a token. So now, what is a smart token? It's so let me backward a little bit. So this is a token to represent something from the real world in a token. So anything such as a physical good, real world, real estate. So trust, for example, a deposit, a security, or money, right? You need to add another building block on top of the definition I just gave you. You need to be able to enhance controllability on those assets to make sure that you have the same type of control you will have over that physical asset on the real life, right? And this is why we did create smart token on Coreum, right? To make sure that you can manage and control those assets the same way that you will do on the real life, on the real world. Sorry. So smart tokens are assets that live at the protocol level and that encapsulate a complex code to make that abstraction available to the end user. So it enables modularity, and security for those assets that are based at the protocol level. Me, Kevin, and Jacob are from one US team, and we're seriously looking at Coreum platform to house our new token assets 2.0. Great stuff, sir. That's really great to hear. So yeah, if you need some help to set something up, feel free to look at the workshop. And if something is missing and you have more question, shoot me a message on either Twitter or Telegram. So yeah, I think that's pretty much it. So thank you so much, everyone, for joining. I don't see any more question. As I said, the recording of the workshop is going to be made available on YouTube. So stay tuned for the recording if you didn't have the chance to see it on live. And yeah, see